Still talking.
Orlando Bloom.
Dude. Jeep chair.
What is that thing in the center? It's like a microphone.
It's a microphone.
It looks like a microphone to me.
It's gonna catch everything.
It's gonna catch every little sound we make.
It's the new top model called Horses.
Nobody messed up. Cool.
Like 6 people.
Oh boy.
It's got heated benches.
That's it.
We're talking about a new chariot. Yeah, a new chariot that's gonna It's a Jeep chariot.
Hi.
I'm riding to the side first.
Not too much. We're getting ready. All right. Yeah.
They look cool.
You guys look great. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the meaning.
It's an exciting day.
It's good. This is very exciting. I'm excited. You should be. We're gonna save the world. At least for us. You don't see that every day. No. That's why this is very monumental. It's gonna be wonderful. It's good. Right, guys?
So much good will come of it.
So much good. Bloody accident. That's scary. Well, it's necessary. I mean, it's not gonna be a ceremony if you don't have the bloody axe. That's true.
Without it, all would be lost.
I know. Or at least a lot more messy. I mean, we could have alternatives.
We're going to Italy next year.
Yeah, that's
Around the luster waters.
this is the way it must be. It must be.
It must be.
I love you.
This is the way the ceremony goes.
We'll dance around the luster waters.
What does Olay mean?
All will become good.
Olay means yay.
It means yay.
Yes.
Is it really?
Awesome.
I traveled to Spain once.
Was that a long voyage?
It was a very long voyage.
Did you travel alone?
Elo?
No, my mother was with me.
Very wise.
It's okay.
Liza gave him the Cairo. Liza the one that trusted the Cairo.
What is a dyslexic, agnostic insomnia do?
He can talk now.
No, really.
I feel like I already started the joke.
I wonder if there's a dog. Wait, what's the...
Hey, Lord. What is a dyslexic Satanist worship?
I don't think that helps.
Well, Dr. Sharon's like giving me the cute. The cute is...
It's your youth.
Are you embarrassed?
Want to hear my favorite joke?
Exactly.
What do you call something that is cheese? Nacho cheese.
I am perplexed and
His hair.
I'm dumbfounded. I am awestruck.
You want to hear the words?
Oh, wait, look there. That's probably...
They have these.
You never know these things.
Have it.
We should have
know what you're
those.
talking about.
The little candles.
We just all got really, really punchy.
We should have
That
a small torch.
is just a little bit. Get up and just
New discovery. Greeks had batteries. Yes, those two.
So I take it you're the token annoying.
Gotta have one of them in every company.
God, you have set us on the straight path towards understanding. Wisdom comes from suffering as now we do. Instead of sleep, they're driven by pain. Good sense comes to those who Zeus, whoever you are, if you are pleased, be invoked by this name and no other, then this is what I call you. I can't compare you to when everything is laid out. There's nothing but Zeus, if you are to cast this heavy burden from our hearts.
Zeus, whoever you are, if you are pleased to be invoked by this name and no other, then this is what I call you. I can't compare you to. When everything is laid out, there is nothing but Zeus. You do not cast this heavy burden from our hearts.
You've set us on the
Zeus, whoever you are, if you are pleased to be invoked by this name and no other, then this is what I call you. I can't compare you to. When everything is laid out, there is nothing but Zeus. If you are to cast this heavy burden from our hearts.
Whoever you are.
Whoever you are, if you are pleased to be invoked by this name and no other, then this is what I call you. I can't compare you to. When everything is laid out, there is nothing but Zeus.
If you are pleased to be invoked by this name and no other.
Invoked by this name and no other. This is what I call you. I can't compare you to. When everything is laid out, there is nothing but Zeus.
can't compare you to I can't compare you to Zeus, whoever you are. You are pleased to be invoked by this name and no other. This is what I call you. I can't compare you to How'd that work out? How'd that work out?
Trying to keep the celestial throne. Trying to keep the celestial throne. Generation past, restoration of great power. Next of all, the sun was called Zeus, the god of victory. Fighting to gain celestial throne. Fighting gain celestial throne. Father to son to son. Generations to Someone called me God of victory, that he truly
Generations wrestling away from one another. Even in heaven, we are told there is war.
God, you have set us on the straight path to understanding.
You have revealed to us the truth of our lives, that wisdom comes from suffering,
as now we do. And instead of sleep, there's just before the heart the pain that remembers pain. And good sense comes to those who are unwilling.
On this great endeavor, the hearts are sailing in their holy ships.
And anger is violent.
Madness! This is all madness! Blessed Muse, I need your sight to tell this tale of madness. But where am I to begin? 3 daughters were born, Leda and Tyndareus, Phoebe, Clytemnestra, and Helen. In time, the most noble young men of Greece came as suitors for Helen, the most beautiful. Spoke dire threats of murder if he should not be the one to win her hand. Helen's poor father was at a loss what to do. Then an idea came to him. He would constrain the violence of each young man amidst sacrifice and libation, and extract a solemn oath from each of them to defend whoever was chosen Helen's husband. So if thereafter someone should come and carry Helen off, displacing from her bed her rightful husband, they swore to send out an expedition, a great host under arms, to raise the city of the thief, be he Greek or barbarian. After the old man had bound him to this oath, and beguiled in his cunning, he gave to his daughter the right to choose her own husband, and she chose Menelaus. If only she had not. Anyway, but they married, and time passed. It was then that Paris came from Phrygia to Sparta. Trojan Paris, who had been given the right to choose between the beauty of 3 goddesses. By the way, that's where we get the judgment of Paris from. And Paris got Helen. Anyway, he fell in love with her and she fell in love with him in all his flowery, barbarian finery. And then he was gone, taking her with him to the pastures of Ida. All this, and Menelaus not home. So he, stung by the wrong committed against him, ranged through Greece, enjoining men to remember the ancient oaths they had sworn to Tyndareus. Thereupon, all of Greece arose with spear in hand, equipped for war. And they came to the straits of Aulis. Countless ships, shields, horses, chariots of war. As a favor to Menelaus, his brother Agamemnon was chosen to command the armament. So after the host had gathered and come to Aulis, they waited, for they could not sail. The winds were contrary to their intent. Then in desperation for action, Calchas, the priest and the seer of the camp, found a remedy. If they were to sail and dig the grave of Troy, Iphigenia, Agamemnon's daughter, must be sacrificed to Artemis, who inhabited Aulis.
That's not right. Is this what they think? Old woman!
My lord,
Come here.
I'm coming. Is anything wrong?
A new plan. It requires haste.
My old age finds no sleep and keeps my eyes sharp. Why are you pacing, my lord? All is still calm over Aulis, and the sentries at their stations do not move.
I envy, old one. I envy any man who lives unregarded without renown, a life without peril. I envy less those held of high esteem.
But surely, that's what men value in this life.
Yes, yet it makes us stumble. To be honored over other men is sweet, but a companion to pain.
There is nothing in the sentiment for me to admire in a man so nobly born as you. Atreus fathered you, Agamemnon, to enjoy the good things of life. Even so, you must both rejoice at times and at times suffer. You are mortal. The desires of the gods will come to pass even though you do not wish it. But come, you've written a letter, which you still clutch in your hands. You've written and erased it many times, and many times you've sealed it, only to break the seal again. It's not hard to see that something has unsettled your mind. Why are you so distraught? You can share it with me, my king.
I wrote a message which was sent to my wife, Clytemnestra. I said that Achilles, the best of the Achaeans, would not sail with the host unless he found a wife from our own house. So I bade my wife to send our daughter to Aulis in haste. In camp, only 3 people know of this message. The priest Calchas, my brother Menelaus, and Odysseus. Go, you must take this message to Argos.
Read it to me. And I will recite it exactly as you have written.
Daughter of Leda, I have sent this woman to you. Add her words to my previous message. Do not send our child to the sheltered bay of Aulis. We will celebrate her marriage in another season.
How will Achilles, bereft of his bride, not stir up his terrible rage against you and your wife?
Achilles has offered his name only, not his consent. He knows nothing of the marriage, nothing of our plans, nor that I have promised him my child as his bride.
Lord Agamemnon, this undertaking of yours fills me with dread. You have betrothed your child to the son of the gods merely to coax her here.
My mind is not my own. I am falling into ruin. You must help me. Don't spare your age.
I will hasten, my king.
Take no rest, no sleep.
How could I?
You must be certain that no chariot slips past your watch without your knowledge and brings my daughter here to these Greek ships.
It will be as you say.
Go, you must hurry. You must help me.
We are the children of memory. We offer no judgment. We are not here to answer any questions. All that you see has not really happened. Has already happened. Will happen again. We watch. We listen. We remember. He's trying to defend us. On her way to Alice now. Remember, he's all is now. We watch. We listen.
We remember.
I remember.
And listen, this girl is on her way to Alice.
He's in his tent.
He's trying.
Girl is on her way to Alice now.
He walks.
He's in his tent.
He's in his tent.
We remember.
He's on her way to Alice now.
He is in his tent.
But he's trying to prevent us. He's in his tent. We watch. We listen.
Yes.
All for Helen.
Destruction of men.
Desolation of cities.
So the poet said.
Not all.
There was one who said differently.
Oh yes.
That story is not
What a doubt that story is not.
Story is not true.
Tree text.
Story is not true.
They never found you in joy. What story is not true?
he said.
Mere pretext.
They never found.
Story is not true.
Mere pretext. So he said.
Pretext.
They never found you in Troy.
Doubt
We not sail on the well-fed ship.
Helen did not sail the well-bent ship.
I really liked it.
A mere pretext.
So he says. A mere pretext.
Because of all this, it depends
On what?
On whom you talk to.
convenience
Experience. There should always be experience.
and later.
That way you can mix and match.
Convenient.
Some reasons are for ladies.
Convenient.
Yeah, expedient.
There should always be. Sometimes three.
That way you can mix and match.
That way you can mix and match.
Reasons are for later.
Expedient. Expedient. That way you can mix and match. There should always be a reason. That way you can mix and match. National honor. National interest. Assassination of the artist. Oh, how very specific.
Fear of an ever-growing
Fear
power.
of an ever-growing power.
What?
Whoa. Even I don't remember that. The what? Even I don't remember that. Yeah. That is the what? Even I don't remember that. See what I mean? The Gary. Something of the status quo. Even I don't remember that. Status quo. The Garian. Fear of an ever-growing status quo. I'll give it a status quo. Economic gains, a restless aristocracy, a holy war. Oh, that's not fair. Yes, but it works wonders.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons weapons of mass destruction.
Away with you! You're far too loyal, sir.
You must give me back the letter.
I will not allow you to destroy us.
Give it back.
Never!
I will not let go.
And I will beat you to a bloody pulp.
Ah, my lord! Ah, my lord, this man is...
Agamemnon!
Agamemnon!
What is going on? Why this noise, this shameful talk?
I have something to say, and you will listen.
What is this quarreling about? Let go of the old woman.
Look me in the face. I want your understanding from the outset.
I was born of Atreus. I do not cower.
You see this letter? The vile message it contains?
I see it. Now hand it over.
Not before I show it to all the Greeks.
You broke my seal? You read it was not yours to read?
I did not know a twisted plot you were working in secret.
Dear God, have you no shame? How can you defend this? Am I to have no control over my own house?
Your thoughts twist and turn. First this way, then that way. Hereafter, who knows?
A tongue that speaks evil is hateful in its cleverness.
A mind that is not steadfast is a wicked thing. It turns against friends. I wish to put him to the test. He was so eager to lead the Greeks to Troy, but we tried not to give that impression. His desire is fierce. He fawned upon everyone, shaking hands, making promises, keeping his door open to anyone who called, granting everyone the opportunity to speak with him, one by one, even if they didn't want to. And by these maneuvers, aiming to buy from the public the object of his ambition.
You don't have time for this.
When he won the command, how different he became. He was no longer the same man to those whose support he had counted on before. Then it was, he's unavailable, he's left for today. The noble man as he advanced should not change his colors, but be true to his friends, especially then when his good fortune he could help most. This is the first sign of wickedness I found. And then he came to Aulus with the army of Greece, and he was worthless, stricken senseless by an ill turn of luck from the gods as the winds died away. Oh, what a devastation for you who felt you would no longer command 1,000 ships and flood the plain of Priam with the spear.
She has left the palace at Argos.
And so he called for my help. What am I to do? What way can I find out of this? I don't want to lose my command and my glory. And then Cacus came forward and said, upon the altar, sacrifice your daughter Artemis, and the Greeks will say. Your heart leapt up and you gladly promised to sacrifice your child of your own accord and not by force. You cannot pretend that. He then sent word to his queen to send Iphigenia here, offering the excuse of marriage with Achilles. This very sky above heard what you said, and then they twisted round again.
They are approaching the Isthmus of Corinth.
Yes, I understand it all too well. Countless men like him have suffered the same malady. They willingly labor to reach the summit of achievement, but then have weakly given way, either listening to the uninformed opinion of the citizenry or from their own weakness when they feel they can no longer safeguard the city. But it's for wretched Greece I grieve most of all. Here she stands ready to accomplish some great work, and we'll let the worthless barbarians go unpunished and become a laughingstock all because of you and your daughter. May I never lift up any man to govern our land or lead our troops merely because of some obligation. He who would be general of our forces must have sense.
Now it's my turn to insult you. Briefly, not with withering scorn, but in measured tones, since I am your brother. Restraint is a mark of nobility. Now tell me, why all this bluster? Why are your eyes suffused with blood? Who wronged you? What is your heart after? Longing for a faithful wife? I can't help you there. What you won, you managed poorly. Am I to suffer for your inadequacy?
Plataea is within sight.
I am not at fault. Is it my ambition that galls you? The truth is, you desire to hold a beautiful woman in your arms, and to do so, you are prepared to throw out reason and morality. The pleasures of the wicked bring disgrace. If I were to form a judgment before, and now I've changed it to a wiser course, am I mad? But you lost a vile wife and now want to retrieve her. I say the gods have given you a great boon. But to those insane suitors running for a marriage, swore an oath to Tyndareus. Infatuation accomplished this, more than you in all your strength. So take them and lead the expedition. They are ready in their foolishness.
They are entering the land of Boeotia.
God is not stupid. He can discern an oath offered under compulsion and basely take it. But my child I will not kill. There is no justice to revenge yourself upon a whore while my days and nights mount into tears because I have committed an indefensible crime against my child. There! That is all I have to say. Clear and simple. If you wish to take a madman's course, go ahead. But I will live nobly.
I have no brother.
Not if you wish to destroy me.
You have betrayed your birth.
I am your brother when you are prudent, not when you are sick.
The wedding party is almost here. They are rounding upon the straits of the Euripus and Euboea.
Friends should share each other's pain.
Comfort me by treating me kindly, not by causing me grief.
You will then abandon Greece to suffer this alone?
You in Greece are sick, and that by something more than human.
Agamemnon, Lord of all Greece, she has come. She whom in your halls you call Iphigenia. Her mother is with her, Clytemnestra.
They have come to gladden your heart after so long an absence.
They have traveled far.
By a fair spring, the women are resting and bathing their feet.
The horses, too, are at rest. They have been unharnessed and sent out to the green meadow to graze. I have come to prepare you.
For the army has learned of their arrival.
News has spread quickly that Iphigenia has come.
The entire host is gathered in haste to gaze upon her.
Agamemnon, Lord of all Greece, she has come. She whom in your halls you call Iphigenia.
Celebrity attends those who are blessed in all things, and ordinary mortals yearn to look upon them.
You can hear one soldier say to another,
What does this mean? A wedding?
Lord Agamemnon, longing for his daughter, sent for her. Some also say, they're offering the young maid to Artemis, mistress of all, as preparation for a wedding.
Who will the husband be? I wonder.
Agamemnon, Lord of all Greece, she has come. She whom in your halls you call Iphigenia. But come, king, prepare the sacrificial baskets and wreath your head with garlands.
And you, Menelaus, make ready the bridal song.
Let the flutes resound.
Let the dance begin.
For this day has come.
A blessing for the young child. Agamemnon, Lord of all Greece, she has come. She whom in your halls you call Iphigenia.
Fine. The rest will turn out well as the fortune goes. Dear God, I'm the most wretched of men. What can I say to her? Where shall I begin? Such are the traps of necessity into which we have fallen. Some God, far too cunning for all my plans, has beguiled my mind. Insignificant birth carries some advantage, yes. How easy for lesser men to shed their tears and bare their hearts. The highborn share the same misery, but pride rules our lives. We are slaves to the mob. I'm ashamed to weep, but not to weep in misery. In abject despair, the two is shame. What will I say to my wife? How shall I welcome her? Where shall I begin? She has come unbidden into the midst of evils which surrounds me, and she has destroyed me. But surely she had every reason to come, to accompany her daughter, to show love, to give her in marriage, and here she will uncover my wickedness. And what of my child? Still a maiden. To what end? I think Hades will soon take her as his bride. I pity her. I hear her pleading with me. Paris! Priam's son, in marrying Helen, you have caused my ruin. It is you who brought this.
Brother,
You have won. I am beaten.
I swear to you by Pelops our grandfather, and by our own father Atreus, I will speak to you now from my heart, and without deception, what is in my thoughts. I see the tears fall from your eyes, and in my pity I weep. I stand an enemy to my early position as your adversary. I am where you are now, and I tell you, you must not kill your child, nor give precedence to me. It is not right for you to lament, and I find pleasure in it. Not right for your child to taste death, while mine look upon the light. What kind of man am I? What kind of desire is this? If I desire a wife, I could find a more deserving one. Am I to choose Helen and destroy my brother, who of all men most deserves to be treated by me with justice? To prefer the guilty over the innocent? Impetuous, senseless I was. I have considered this more closely. I have seen what it means to kill a child. When I consider the bonds of kinship, I too take pity for your unfortunate child, who is to be sacrificed for my wife. But what has your daughter to do with Helen? Disband the army. Send them from the house. Brother, stop this flood of grief that drives me to weep. Whether or not he has any share in prophecies concerning his daughter, I have none. I renounce any claim. I repent the disgusting words I spoke earlier, and it is right for me to do so. I have changed for love of my brother. This is not the action of a coward, always to steer toward a nobler course.
Thank you, Menelaus. Against my hopes, you have offered me words of good counsel. You have redeemed yourself. Strife between brothers arises because of lust, and ambition too. I spit on such kinship bitter to us both. But I have come to pass from what I cannot escape, to work the bloody slaughter of my daughter.
What? Who will force you to kill your child?
The entire muster of the Achaean host.
Not if you send her back to Argos.
I might be able to in secret, but there's another consideration, and it will not escape detection.
What is that? Don't fear the mob too much.
Calchas will announce his oracles to the army.
Not if he is killed first. It would be easy.
The entire brood of prophets engorged with a wicked lust for power?
Yes, they please nobody and are utterly useless, at least while they're alive.
Yes, but I have another consideration. Has it not occurred to you?
I cannot understand what you do not say.
The spawn of Sisyphus.
Odysseus.
He knows everything.
He is not a thing to disturb us.
A man of twists and turns? A demigod?
He is in love with reputation, and that is a thing to fear.
You know he will stand amidst the Argives and reveal the oracles Calchas uttered. He will tell them how I promised Artemis a victim, how he dissembled, and in the end he will wrest the army to his will in order the slaughter of us all. You, me, and my child. And if I escape to Argos, the troops will march and lay siege on the immense walls that Cyclopes made and grind them into dust. My devastation is here, inescapable. I am lost. All things work to my undoing. Menelaus, you must see to one thing. Go through the ranks of soldiers. See to it that Clytemnestra does not learn of any of this until to consign my daughter to Hades. Then I will suffer my fate, but with fewest tears. You, keep your tongue.
In the city of Corcyra, as in other cities and other times, in other wars, we witnessed the degeneracy that human nature can succumb to. The city was riven by political strife, with one faction and then another gaining the upper hand. The people of Corcyra, they murdered their fellow citizens they had come to consider as enemies, taking them for traitors to country. Some were murdered because of private grievances, yet others were killed by those who merely owed them money. Every manner of death prevailed. There was nothing that is good to happen in such circumstances. And things still worse. Father kills son. Men were dragged from temples and put to death nearby the sacred precincts. Some men were even walled up within the sanctuary of Dionysius and starved. So savage was the advance of civil unrest. In the course of these disturbances, different kinds of violence infected the cities. The kinds of savagery that occurred and will always occur for as long as human nature remains unchanged. Listen, in peace and prosperity, both cities and individuals possess a more sober reflection because their lives have not been reduced to involuntary necessity, but war, which removes the needs of living, teaches a harsh lesson and fits the emotions of the populace to current conditions. And so the affairs in the cities were riven with factionalism. And those that were later affected by it, when they learned what had transpired before in other places, pushed the excesses of revolution to the limit by the cunning of their actions and the novelty of the forms of revenge. In order to justify themselves, men perverted the usual meanings of words used to describe their activities. Ill-considered daring was the courage of a patriot. Hesitation, displaying forethought, a fancy word for faint-heartedness. Stunning rashness was the mark of a real man. Deliberation for the security of the country, merely an excuse to shirk one's responsibility. The brutal man was trustworthy. The one who spoke out against him, suspicious. The politicians favored high-minded soundbites like political equality for all and moderation in the upper classes. In their speeches, they vied with one another, suggesting by their words that they served the Commonwealth. But in every way, they sought to destroy the opposition and committed savagery, ever advancing to acts of greater vengeance. In this, they observed neither justice nor the country's advantage, but were constrained only by the advantage to be gained at any time by their own side. And as for the general body of citizens, either because they refused to choose sides, or merely because of jealousy at their continued existence, they were caught between both parties and destroyed.
Hail the great ones of the August lineage, blessed by the gods.
Look upon the princess Iphigenia, daughter of Agamemnon,
And Clytemnestra, child of Darius, both sprung from noble blood.
They are come to a towering destiny.
Those who bring blessing are mighty gods to unfortunate mortals. Let us receive the queen gently lest she stumble upon the ground.
Do not be afraid, child of Agamemnon.
there is no reason for fear or apprehension.
We offer welcome, stranger to stranger.
We graciously accept your kindness and fair words as good omen. I have some hope that I am here to make for my daughter a good marriage. Iphigenia, step down and set your delicate feet upon the ground. You young women, take her in your arms and help her. Someone offer me a hand that I may not fall. Good. Look, your loving father. You must greet him.
Oh, Mother, I will go ahead. Don't be angry. I wish to run into his arms and embrace him heart to heart.
My most reverend lord, Agamemnon, we have received your summons and have come.
Father, I wish to throw away all restraint and hold you in my arms. I long for your face.
You may, child. Of all the children I have borne, you have always been the closest to your father.
Papa! After so long! Oh. I'm so happy to look into your eyes.
I am too. You speak for the two of us.
Didn't you do well to bring me here, Papa?
I don't know how to answer that, child.
Though you are happy to see me, you look troubled.
A king and a general has much on his mind.
I am here, Papa. Be with me now and don't turn your thoughts to darker matters.
I'm with you now completely. Nowhere else will I turn.
Unfurrow your brow and ease your tense expression.
See, I am happy. So happy to see you, my girl.
But Why do you begin to cry?
Our approaching separation will be long.
I don't understand. Dearest father, I don't understand.
If I thought you did, I couldn't bear it.
Well, if it'll make you happy, I'll just babble like a child.
Good girl.
Stay home, father, with your children.
I wish that I could. That is why I'm troubled. I cannot have what I wish.
I wish these troubles had never come to Menelaus. That this would all go away.
That which has caused my ruin will destroy others first.
Been away so long in this bay of Aulis.
Still, something prevents me from launching my fleet.
Papa, where do they say the Trojans live?
Where I wish Paris, Priam's son, did not live.
Is it distant, father? The place you're sailing for?
Now, do you understand what your father meant?
If only you could take me with you.
You have your own voyage soon.
Will I journey with mother or alone?
Alone. Away from your father and mother.
Are you sending me to another home, father?
Stop it. Girls shouldn't know such things.
Well, hurry back to me from Troy once you've set things right there, father.
I must make a sacrifice first.
Well, you must see to it reverently with all the proper rites.
You will be there. You will stand by the lustral waters.
Oh, will we dance around the altar, father?
I envy your ignorance. Go inside. You must not be seen here. Give me one last kiss. This breast, these cheeks, your golden hair. What a burden Helen and Troy have placed upon you. I must stop talking like this. Go inside. I will lose myself in a flood of tears. Your pardon, daughter of Leda, if I betrayed too much emotion.
I am not without understanding. Be assured, I will suffer as you. Will not lead my child to the bridal rites. How can I fault you? But it is the way of things, and it will soften the pain in time. Now, the name of the man to whom you have betrothed our daughter I know already, but I wish to know from what kind of family and what place he comes.
The daughter of Asopus was a giant.
Did a mortal or a god join with her?
Zeus fathered her, king of Aeacus, king of Oenone.
Which of his sons inherited his house?
Peleus. It was Peleus that wedded Thetis, daughter of Nereus, old man of the sea.
The gods grant this, or did Peleus take her by force against their wishes?
Zeus, almighty, betrothed on her and gave her in marriage.
Where were they married? Beneath the swelling surge?
Where Chiron lives at the sacred foot of Mount Pelion.
Where they say the race of centaurs dwell?
It was there the gods held the wedding feast of Peleus.
Who raised Achilles? Thetis or his father?
Chiron, so the boy would not learn the ways of wicked men.
Chiron is wise. Wiser still the one who entrusted Achilles to him.
Such is the man who will be your daughter's husband.
I find no fault. In what city of Greece does he dwell?
Round the river of Epidamnus in the mountains of Thia.
And you will bring our child there?
That will be for the one who gains her.
May they prosper. When is the wedding day?
When the auspicious moon waxes full.
Have you committed our child's sacrifice? The preliminary rites for her wedding?
I will. We've just come to it.
Then later you will hold the wedding day.
When I have made the sacrifices I must render to God.
Where will we hold the reception for the women?
Over here, by the sterns of the ships.
Oh. Well, that's nice. Well, I suppose it'll have to do. Still, I hope it bodes well.
There's something I would have you do. Will you heed me?
What is it? I'm accustomed to listen to you.
Everything has already been arranged.
What? And my duties here, will you perform them?
I will give our daughter away in marriage along with the Greeks.
And where am I supposed to be while all of this is going on?
Go back to Argos. Look to your other daughters.
Abandon my child? Who will raise the wedding torch?
I will.
This is not right. You're not ashamed to consider such things.
It is not proper for you to mingle with the muster of soldiers.
It is proper for me, her mother, to give my child away.
Nor is it right for young women to be left home alone.
They are well protected in the maiden quarters.
Listen.
I will not. By the goddess, mistress of Argos, go and attend to your business outside. I will attend to the house and my obligations to my child's bridal right.
Worthless plan. I failed in my attempts to send my wife away. Destruction for me. The hardship I would for Greece. A wise man should keep at home a good and useful wife, or not marry.
Where is the commander of the Achaeans? Who is the servant that would inform him that Peleus' son Achilles is at the gate seeking him? I left the land of Pharsalus, and my father Peleus, and amidst these scant breezes of the Euripus, I wait, curbing the spirits of my Myrmidon.
Child of the Nereid goddess, I have heard your voice from within and have come out of doors.
Reverend Modesty, who is this woman of graceful bearing that I see?
It is no wonder you do not recognize me. We have not met before. I commend your reverence for modesty.
Who are you? Why have you come to the Greek camp? A woman, to men armed with shields.
I am Leda's child. Clytemnestra is my name. Lord Agamemnon is my husband.
Well spoken. But it is disgraceful for me to hold conversation with women.
Wait. Why do you run off? Take my hand in yours, an overture to a blessed marriage.
What? Take your hand? It would shame Agamemnon for me to touch what it is beyond all custom for me to touch.
No, a well-established custom, since you, son of the sea nymph, will be marrying my child.
Lady, I am speechless. You must be mad to speak such strange words.
This happens with all men, this reticence at meeting new kin and talk of marriage.
Lady, I have never sought your daughter's hand in marriage. Nor have the sons of Atreus ever spoken a word of marriage to me.
What does this mean? I am as shocked by your words as you by mine.
Wait, let us consider this. It may be that neither of us has lied.
I've been played for a fool, preparing for a marriage which does not exist. I'm ashamed.
Someone has played us both for fools. Give it no thought. Bear it as lightly as you can.
I must go. I can no longer look you in the face. I have been made a liar and treated with contempt.
I take my leave as well.
Stranger, Senator me a kiss and child of the goddess stay. And you, daughter of Leda,
Who speaks from within?
a slave.
Whose slave? Certainly not mine here among Agamemnon's possessions.
I am hers, given by her father Tyndareus.
We are waiting. Tell us why you have held us back.
Do you two stand alone at the entrance?
You may speak. We are alone. Come out.
Fortune and my foresight preserve those I wish to keep safe.
Your words are ominous. They signal trouble.
Don't wait to grasp my hand if you have something to say to me.
My lady, you know me. I have long been faithful to you and to your children.
I know you have long served our house.
Just so. I am faithful to you more than to your husband.
Reveal now what you are concealing.
Your daughter. Her husband. Your husband. Her father, with his own hand, intends to kill her.
Can you say that? I spit out this story, old one. You are out of your mind.
With a sword drawn across the white throat of the wretched girl, he will shed her blood.
Father intends to kill my child.
Yes. Her father will sacrifice your child to Artemis.
Marriage was the pretext which brought me here.
So that you might bring your daughter in joy at marrying her to Achilles.
My daughter, you have come to your ruin. You and your mother. Old one, how did you come to learn these things?
I left carrying a message, bearing upon the earlier one.
Contradicting it or of the same import to bring my daughter to her death.
That do not bring her, for your lord had then come to his senses.
Why then didn't I receive it?
Menelaus intercepted it. He is the blame for this.
Son of Thetis, child of Peleus, do you hear this?
I hear your misery, and I do not lightly bear my own.
They are going to kill my daughter, setting a marriage with you as bait.
I blame your husband. I cannot endure this.
I'm not ashamed to fall at your knees, a mortal before the son of a goddess. What cause do I have for pride now? For whom should I struggle more than for my child? Be my defense, son of the goddess, in my misfortune. She was called your bride falsely, but nevertheless for you I wreathed her a marriage garland and brought her here. But now I see I brought her to her own slaughter. Yours the shame if you do not defend her. Though you were not joined in marriage, still you were called the maiden's husband. I beg you, by your noble face, your right hand, and your mother. Your name destroyed me. You must now protect me. I have no altar at which to take refuge, only your mercy. I have no friend left, none. If you would stretch out your hand to me, we are saved. If not, we are dead.
To give birth is powerful and cast a powerful spell over all to labor for their children.
My proud heart impels me forward. In moderation, it has learned to bear misfortune and delight in prosperity. Such mortals are thought to come straight through to the end of their lives with good sense. I will obey the sons of Atreus if their command is just. But when they are unjust, I will not obey. But you have suffered at the hands of those most dear to you. I will cloak you in such mercy as a young hero can. Never will your child, my promised bride, be butchered by her father. I will not offer myself to your lord to weave his cunning plans, for then my name will kill your child, though my hand has lifted no sword. Wondrous it is, how she has been so undeservedly dishonored. No, I swear by Nereus, who was reared in the watery surge, and by my mother Thetis who bore me, Lord Agamemnon will not touch your daughter, nor lay even a finger to her robes. I do not speak these words for the sake of a marriage. Countless girls are eager for my marriage bed. But Lord Agamemnon has committed an act of wanton insolence against me. He should have asked to use my name as bait for his child. Had I known, I would have agreed to it for the sake of the Greeks, if only by this to achieve the voyage to Troy. But now I am nothing in the eyes of the commanders. One they can either treat well or indecently, no matter. Soon my sword will know. I will stain it with blood before it departs for Troy, if someone robs me of your daughter.
Son of Peleus, by your words you honor yourself and the majestic goddess of the sea, your mother.
There are no words to express my gratitude to you. Do you wish my daughter to come and clasp your knees as a suppliant? She will, if you wish it, though it is unseemly for a young girl, she will come and meet your gaze. But if I may achieve the same end in her absence, let her remain within, for she has her pride. Still, as far as one may, it must be treated with respect.
You need not parade your daughter before me, lady. You will achieve the same end whether you ask or no. For I have but one great purpose, to free you from grief. You may be sure you have heard one thing. I will not speak falsely. If I should lie or treat you with disdain, may I perish. My life, if I save the girl.
Boundless blessings be yours. You bring help to the unfortunate.
Listen now, so we may achieve our purpose.
Of course I must listen to you.
Try and persuade her father to come to a more reasonable frame of mind.
He's a coward and far too craven when it comes to the army.
Yet reason can overcome fear.
This is a cold hope. But tell me what I must do.
Beseech him first not to kill your child. If he should resist, you must come to me. But if he should listen to your entreaty, then I need not get involved, for in this lies her salvation. I will remain on good terms with him, and the army would not reproach me if I should achieve my goals more by reason than by strength of arms.
A prudent course. I must do what you think best. But if I find I am not successful, where shall I find you after? Where shall I, in my misery, discover your saving hand?
I will keep myself where I can watch you, lest anyone see you walking distractedly through the Greek host.
It will be so. You are in command, and I must be your slave. If the gods do exist, through your justice you will earn the gods' favor. If they do not, what does our suffering mean? content for some time. Suffering drives me to weep. Misery leads me now to cry. To choke on my pain in silence. I've heard of the death her father plans. Here approaches the man, who will soon be found guilty of sacrilege against his own child.
Daughter of Leda, it is well that I find you outside. I may speak to you away from our daughter and tell you things that are inappropriate for her to hear.
Picked a fine time. What is it?
It is time for the father to accompany the child as we sent her forth. The lustral water stands ready, the barley to be cast in the purifying fire, and the victims which must be felled for the goddess Artemis before the marriage, gasping forth spurts of dark blood.
On the surface, your words seem fair, but the actions which underlie them, I do not know how I should call them fair. I don't know how to tell a tale of evil, where it began, how it stands, where it will end.
What's the matter? Why do you approach me with a look of confusion and terror?
Husband, be true to your birth and answer a question I put to you.
No urging is needed to ask me.
Our child, do you intend to kill her?
What? How could you ask such a disgusting thing? Your suspicions take you where you should not go.
Stop it! Answer my question.
If your question were reasonable, you'd hear a reasonable answer.
There is no other question. Don't give me any other answer.
Mistress Fate, fortune, my destiny.
And mine and hers. One abhorrent fate for 3 wretched mortals.
Who wronged you?
How can you ask that? Are you deliberately playing the fool?
It's over. My secret is betrayed.
I know everything, and have asked what you intend to do to me. Your silence and continual groans confirm this. Don't tire yourself with talking.
All right. I will be silent. Why tell lies and earn shame along with ruin?
I will speak frankly, and no longer in obscure riddles. First, and with these my first words, I will reproach you. You married me against my will and took me by force. You killed my first husband, Tantalus, and violently tore from my breast my baby, and dashed him upon the ground. My 2 brothers, twin sons of Zeus, waged war against you. But you came as a suppliant to my aged father Tyndareus, and he saved your life. And you got me as your wife. Later, I was reconciled to you and your house. You know yourself and can swear it. As a wife, I was beyond reproach. I was faithful and increased your house so that you were happy in your homecoming and blessed when you went forth from home. Rare prize for a husband to find such a wife. Not so rare to get a foolish wife. I gave you a son and 3 daughters, and you will, like a savage, rob me of one of them. And if someone asks, for what reason will you kill your child? What will you say? Should I tell you? So that Menelaus can retrieve Helen. How wonderful to pay for a whore with the price of one's own children! Tell me, if you go off to war, and your absence there is long, what heart do you think I will keep at home as I look upon her empty chair, her empty room, and I sit alone with my tears forever mourning her loss? My child, the one who was your father, he destroyed you. He himself murdered you. No one else, with no other hand but his own. Then it would take but a slight excuse for your children and I left at home to welcome you with the welcome you deserve. Please, in the name of the gods, don't force me to be evil to you. Be not evil yourself. Has anything of what I have said entered to the land of Troy, we must draw lots to see whose child must die. But no, you preferred to offer your daughter as a sacrifice for the Greeks, rather than Menelaus kill his daughter Hermione, for her mother, on whose account this whole affair was started. No, I who have kept faith with you will lose my child, while she who has dishonored her husband will bring her daughter home to Sparta and be happy. Tell me if all that I say is untrue. But if I speak the truth, turn aside from this course. Do not kill your child, my child, and you will be wise.
Listen, Agamemnon. It is good to work with her to save your child.
No man would speak against you.
For I have come of Orpheus to sing and charm rocks to follow after me, and bewitch with words whenever I wished I would do so. Now I offer only tears. It's the only skill left to me. I can cry. I will clasp your knees to my body as a suppliant. This body which this woman bore you. Take my young life. It's sweet to look upon the light. Force me to open my eyes to the underworld. I was the first one to call you father, and you the first to call me your child. I was the first one to sit upon your lap and we would kiss each other. You have forgotten. You desire to kill me. In the name of Pelops, in the name of your father Atreus and my mother, what does the marriage of Paris and Helen have to do with me? For what reason does he come for my destruction, father? Look at me. Look into my eyes. Give me a kiss, so that in my death I may have this remembrance of you. You cannot be persuaded by my words. Don't turn away from me. Have pity on my young life, I beg you. This light is the sweetest for mortals to look upon. The world below holds no such pleasure. He is mad, he who wishes for death. To live dishonorably holds a stronger claim than a noble death.
Wretched Helen, all because of you and your marriage has this great struggle come to the sons of Atreus and their children.
I do understand when to feel pity and when not to. I do love my children. If I did not, I would be mad. I must do this. Wife, it is terrible that I should dare to do this, but terrible too if I should not. Look, do you see this army encircled with ships? How many princes of Greece longing for passage to the walls of Troy? If I do not sacrifice you, as Calchas the seer said, we cannot sack the famed citadel of Troy. A lust rages through this Greek army to sail as fast as we can to the land of the barbarians, to put an end to the theft of Greek wives. They will kill my daughters back in Argos, you and I, if I do not fulfill the commands of the goddess. It was not Menelaus, child, who enslaved me, nor have I come to do his bidding. But it is for Greece, she for whom I must sacrifice you. Whether I do or no, we are weaker than this. She must become free, as far as you and I can make it so. We who are Greek must no longer allow our wives to be taken forcibly from us by barbarians.
net, as a fisherman his catch. A rich, woven web, and he can neither flee nor ward off his destiny. I strike twice, and twice he screams. His limbs collapse on this very spot. While he is at my feet, I open a third wound which runs like a libation. A thank offering given to the one who keeps the dead, Zeus of the underworld. And so he falls. And as he spits up his life, sharp spurts of blood cover me with black jets of bloody dew. I glory in it. I am the earth when the buds burst forth with the God-given rain. If it were fitting to pour a libation of hatred upon his corpse, I would do so. And who would find against me surpassing justice? This is the very cup of evil he did fill before he left. He returns and laps his fill. Among them Achilles, he for whom you were brought here.
Oh, women, open the door so I may hide inside.
Why do you run away, my child?
I'm ashamed to look upon Achilles.
Why is that?
My unfortunate marriage brings shame to me.
I cannot afford this modesty now when such misery has befallen you. Modesty is not what is called for now. If only I could...
Miserable woman.
That I am.
There is a terrible noise among the Greeks.
What kind of clamor? Tell me.
For your child.
Speak words of evil omen.
They say that she must be killed.
Did no one oppose them?
I placed myself at danger in that uproar.
What danger?
They threatened to stone me.
For trying to save my daughter's life.
Just so.
Who would have dared to touch you?
All of them.
Did not have your myrmidon standing with you?
They were the first to turn against me.
My child. We are lost.
They hurled insults, calling me marriage slave.
And how did you answer this?
I said, don't kill my bride.
Yes.
Agamemnon promised her to me.
Yes, for that reason he brought her to Argos.
They shouted me down.
The mob is a terrible evil.
Still, will I come to your aid?
Bless your courageous spirit.
I will be blessed.
You will not kill my child.
Not while I am alive.
He who will take hold of her, will he come?
Thousands. And Odysseus will lead them.
The child of Sisyphus.
Yes.
Does he work his own will, or has he been suborned by the troops?
He was willingly chosen.
Wicked choice to defile with blood.
I will stop him.
What must I do?
Take hold of your daughter.
This will prevent her death?
Surely it will come to this.
Mother, listen to me. Now that you rage against your husband for no reason. It's not easy for us to bear up in the face of necessity. It is right for us to praise the stranger for his courage. We must look to this. He must not be the subject of the army's slander. It will not help us, and he will only come to harm. I have been standing here thinking. Listen to me. I have decided to die. I wish to do this gloriously and turn away from ignominy. All of Greece now looks to me. In my hands lies the sailing of the ships. The destruction of Troy. And for the women hereafter, their protection. To prevent any barbarian attempt to snatch them from their happy lives in Greece. Paying the price of ruin wrought by Helen. She whom Paris stole away. I'll achieve all of this in my death. And receive a glorious renown as the woman who freed Greece. Not be too much in love with life. You brought me into this world for the good of all Greeks, not for yourself alone. Our country has been wrong. And now countless men girded with shield, countless men with hands in the oar will undertake to punish the enemy and die for Greece. Will I allow my one life to prevent this? It's not justice. Could I argue against this? And what of this? Should this man march to battle against the entire Greek army and die for the sake of a woman? Better for one man to live as thousands of women to die. And if Artemis should want to take my body, will I, a mortal, stand in the way of a goddess? Possible. I give my body to Greece. Sacrifice me. Ravage Troy. This is my memorial, and it will last forever. This my husband, my children, my reputation. It is proper for Greeks to rule barbarians, not barbarians Greeks. They are slaves. We are free.
Young woman, your action is noble. The action of fate and of the goddess is diseased.
Child of Agamemnon, if I should have married you, I would have received a god's blessing. I envy Greece for you. I envy you for Greece. What you have said brings honor to your country. You have abandoned fighting with God, which overwhelms you. You have come to a good and necessary conclusion. Now, more than ever, seeing your nature, desire rises up in me to have you as my bride. Listen, I wish to give you a gift to take you home with me. I am sore at heart. Thetis, be my witness if I do fight the Greeks and save your life. Consider carefully. Death is a fearful thing.
Listen to me. Darius' daughter Helen with her body has caused enough battle, enough slaughter. Stranger, do not die or kill for me. Let me save Greece. If I can.
Noble woman, I have no more to say since you are resigned. Your purpose is noble. Why should a man not speak the truth? Still, you may change your mind in this matter. That you may know what I have said comes from my heart. I will go and place these arms near the altar. Not to serve your destruction, but to prevent your death. Remember my words as the blade draws near your throat. I will not permit you to die because you were impetuous. I will go now to the temple of the goddess, and I will await your arrival there.
Mother, do not weep for your daughter.
I have reason to rend my heart.
Stop! Don't make me a coward. I have something to ask you.
What is it, child? I will never wrong you.
Do not cut a lock of your hair, nor wear robes of mourning black.
What do you mean, child? When I have lost you,
Not lost. I am saved. In me you will have glory.
I don't understand. Am I not to mourn your death?
Not at all. A grave will not be raised for me.
Why? Death requires a burial.
The altar of the goddess. The daughter of Zeus will be my remembrance.
Do so, child. I understand.
I go as one who brings blessings to Greece.
Shall I tell your sisters?
Do not have them wearing clothes of mourning either.
Word of love should I bring them?
Say goodbye. And raise Orestes to manhood.
Is there any favor I can grant at home in Argos?
Do not hate my father, your husband!
That man must run a terrible race.
Against his will, for the good of Greece, he brought my death.
By deceit! Without honor! Unworthy of his father Atreus!
Will someone lead me on? I don't wish to be dragged by the hair.
I will go with you.
No, you must not. Do this instead. It will be easier for both of us. Let one of my father's attendants take me to the place where I would be killed. The meadow of Artemis.
My child, you are going away.
Never to return.
You are leaving me.
Yes. I don't deserve this.
destroyers of Troy and Phrygia come.
Crowned with garland and sprinkled with lustral waters.
To stain the altar of the goddess with blood gushing from her severed throat.
The father awakes with sacrificial waters, and the host yearns to sail for Troy.
But we pray to Artemis, dread goddess, for a blessed outcome.
Mistress, you who delight in the blood of mortals, grant the Greek host sail to Ilium and the deceitful citadel of Troy.
Grant Agamemnon weave round Greek arms a garland of victory, and crown his head with eternal glory.
Falls, and the ghost of Achilles rises from his tomb to demand a final prize of glory, a final sacrifice, the life of a young Trojan woman, Polyxena, daughter of Priam and Hecuba. The great mass of the Greek army was on hand, crowding around the tomb for slaughter. The son of Achilles took the hand of Polyxena and laid her upon the grave mound. Select young men of Greece followed to restrain any struggle by the human calf. Then the son of Achilles took a brimming cup, whole golden, and raising it up, poured a libation to his dead father. He bade the herald proclaim silence among the Achaean host. The herald stood and raised his voice. "Silence, Greeks! Let the host be still. Hold your clamoring." And the crowd stood hushed. Then Achilles' son spoke. "Child of Peleus, my father, receive this offering to appease your spirit, to summon the dead. Come and drink this maid's dark and diluted blood, which the army and I offer to you. Be gracious to us. Free the prows of our ships, loosen the mooring cables, and bestow upon us all the day of our return." So he prayed, and the army took up his vow. Then he grasped the golden hilt of his sword and drew it from its sheath. He gave a nod to the young attendants to lay hold of the girdle. At this sign, Polyxena spoke.
"You Argives, who have ravaged our city, willingly I die. Lay not a hand upon my body. I offer my throat without hesitation. In the name of the gods, please don't touch me. Just kill me, so that I may die freely."
The host shouted their approval, and Agamemnon bid them let her go. When they heard the last command of him who had the greatest power, they released her. When she heard these words of her masters, she grasped her robe at the shoulder and tore it down to the waist, exposing a breast like a statue. Then she kneeled and spoke the most courageous word of all.
"Look here. If you desire to strike my breast, then strike. You wish to lay the blade beneath my throat? My throat lies bare."
And he, unwilling, yet willing in pity of her, cuts the windpipe with the blade. Jets of blood pour forth, and even as she dies, she takes thought to make modest her fall, concealing what should be hidden from young men's eyes. And when she had let go her life breath in that fatal butchery, each man had his own task. Some to cast leaves upon the lifeless body, others to heap logs of pine upon the pyre.